Back with more Once Upon a Time. This is episode 4 of season 4. And yeah, I'm very, very excited to carry on with the season, see what's going to happen next. They're starting to kind of really wind the Frozen stuff into, everything with the characters we know. And I think that's crowding it a lot more, so I'm enjoying that aspect of things a lot more. It's not as bizarre to me now. So I know there's kind of some issues with like rights and stuff, and that's why Elsa always has to wear the blue dress or something. And that's kind of why some aspects of it may seem a bit out there or not as grounded in Once Upon a Time kind of lore. And part of me's thinking, well, if that's the case, just don't do Frozen. But I think the way they're going about it right now is working. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of that story. And yeah, where everything's going to go with Elsa and Anna and all of that. The whole mystery of those two finding each other again, I'm really kind of invested in that now, so that's good. And we have Snow Queen Lady causing a bit of a ruckus, so I'm looking forward to seeing what that's going to kind of entail and where they're leading with that, and the fact that she knows gold and everything. It's making Mr. Gold seem a lot more like dark and mysterious again this season, and I kind of like that. As long as they don't go too far with it, because it would feel like it undoes a lot of the progress he's made in the past 3 seasons. So I'm excited to see where they're going with all these different like story arcs. But yeah, I think the season's off to a very, very strong start, so I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen next. So, without further ado, let's get into the next one. In a galaxy far, far away. That's the thing from the house. Zosso. Whee!
No dark one will ever possess what is in that box.
Well, about that. Gryffindor!
It's like I said, love, you don't have to worry about me.
Good, because I'm here to ask you out.
Oh.
Dinner or something.
Should not be the one asking you out. See you tonight.
Oh. He kept the hand?
Should things go well and she wants me to hold her, I want to use both hands.
Oh, I see. Blackmail brings out the romantic in you.
That is kind of
But
sweet.
this hand, there's no telling what influence it could have on you.
Oh.
Give me my hand, or Belle finds out exactly who she's married to, because unlike me, you haven't changed one bit. Crocodile.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
Oh god, no. I don't want things to go wrong.
I want honest opinions. What do we think?
I
Wow.
think I want to marry you.
Is that just the corset? Where's the rest of it? Just the rest of it. Let's not oversell. Wow, I really need...
You look stunning, Swan.
You...
That's the most normal he's ever dressed.
I know.
So, what do I call you now? Captain Hand?
Killing will do.
Okay, Killian. We should get out of here before David decides...
Captain Hands for later on if it goes well.
Well,
I'll make a deal. I'll do whatever it takes to help my sister.
Whatever it takes.
Oh dear.
I love it when they say that.
Oh dear.
To put this in his tea.
Is that going to be the guy from the beginning?
Yeah?
Yep.
join me for tea and biscuits.
Okay. I didn't think she would. Oh, shit.
Oh, bloody hell, what's the sheriff doing here?
Oh, dear.
Take your glass there, mate.
Apologise to the lady, mate.
Killian, look, it's okay.
It's the hand. Well, that's not very handy.
I know that true love's kiss didn't work on Marion because he still loves you.
Yeah. I mean,
But isn't that a good thing?
sorry, Marion, but
Shouldn't you be
yeah.
happy?
You wanna come in and have coffee with my parents, a newborn, and a human ice cream? I really need my own place.
They're adorable. My ships. That hand is dodgy. Don't grab her ass or something. Maybe he'll get a handle
So
on
how
it.
was it?
These two.
She seems happy.
I guess he really has changed.
I can hear you guys.
I do like seeing them get to be parents, you know, properly.
You drunk, mate. Go home. Get off me,
Oh. Oh dear. This is getting out of hand.
What do you mean live?
He'll live because he drank the antidote you gave him.
Antidote? To what?
Poison?
I thought it was poison.
No, the poison's what he drank yesterday.
Oh
What you
no.
had was the cure for that. You should have listened to me when you had the chance.
Oh boy.
A spell that can only be broken by someone who has been tempted by their inner darkness and turned away.
Ah, of course,
Someone
yeah, that makes sense.
Just like you. No, I'm afraid the only way for you to escape your fate is by killing me.
So she can face her in the darkness.
And we both know.
And we're back on track.
And now I have exactly what I need. The tear of someone who has faced their inner darkness.
It's always a tear, isn't it?
Love is a weapon, dearie.
Love is a battlefield.
It's just...
I switched the real dagger back.
Are you lying?
Am I? Seems you've lost that leverage you once had.
Oh dear.
So if you want to part ways with that hand...
I'll do whatever it takes.
Oh, I do love it when they...
Fucking hell.
The
No!
docks tomorrow morning, Captain.
I feel bad.
We have work to do.
Oh! Well, that's not very ice.
Hey! Stop!
Don't run on the ice.
What the hell?
Is she in the tree?
We have a situation.
Oh, is he going to tell her about Hook?
This is going to help me find an old friend.
Oh boy. He likes having his fun and games, doesn't he?
Crafted thousands of years ago by a sorcerer for one purpose. To steal magical power. I guarded all these years.
Oh. Oh.
Don't come any closer.
Ha! You played yourself.
And I command you send me and this box home to Arendelle.
Oh.
If I must.
Wait. And also you can never hurt me. Or my sister. And you have to turn the mouse back into a man.
Oh, he angry. Well done, Anna. Is it the old guy? Uh-oh.
Hello, old friend.
Oh. It's a hell of a fucking hat.
Exactly what I needed.
This isn't what Neil would want for you. Hey. Wholesome.
Not nearly as much as I did. House, man.
They were looking for a way to take away her powers. With this.
That is...
Horrible. Terrible. The worst news you've ever heard, and the world might as well end right now.
I was gonna say bad, but yeah, what you said. Security tape. From the house we just left. How do you think Miss Swan is gonna react when she finds out what you did to that guy?
Ah. Son of a
I know
bitch.
how that device works, and if I'm on there, so are you.
No, I'm not. But you are.
Yeah, we changed the
I
tape
only
with,
did what you asked, so I could rid
what's her
myself
face,
of that
didn't she?
cursed
Last
hand,
season.
so I could become a better man.
Selena.
Then we'll understand.
This hand is nothing but a lump of flesh. The only thing it did was give you permission. Permission to be the man you really are.
Oh, I had a feeling he might be lying. It's kind of sad to see them be at each other's throats again, but I also kind of love it.
Alice and the White Rabbit?
Hey.
This was on you in the library.
Sorry about that. I just got your message.
It's okay. I just need another minute here. You were about to tell me who did that to your face.
It's a bloody mystery to me. Your guess is as good as mine.
Oh, this is all going to come out and I'm going to cry. It's not going to work out.
Well, if you remember, I want to go after the Snow Queen before the trail gets cold.
The Snow Queen's been using in Storybrooke, Sarah Fisher. That name doesn't appear anywhere in the census records.
What does that mean?
You're right. She didn't come here by any curse.
Then how'd she get here? What the hell did she want with me?
I think I figured out who has all the answers we're looking for.
Who?
My grandpa.
David?
My other grandpa, Mr. Gold. Everyone knows Rumpelstiltskin doesn't get a happy ending, but look at him now. He just married Belle. He must have figured out how to change his story, which means he might know about the book by going undercover.
A job?
You know, after school and weekends.
Aww.
Now that my father's gone, I realized that you're the closest thing I've got to him.
I do want more scenes with these two.
You can be my apprentice.
Ah.
What does an apprentice do?
Many, many things.
Shady shit.
First,
well, okay. That was a fantastic episode. I really loved that one. That might be my favourite of the season so far. It was very, very cleverly written, I think, and put together. It answered a few questions, posed some new ones, and it kind of moved the story along for loads of different characters and set up loads of really interesting kind of dynamics and future plot points. I think while it was kind of had loads of characters in there, you know, right down to the Snow Queen appearing very briefly, we still don't exactly know what's going on with that, and even, you know, Will popped up as well. There was a lot that they were juggling, but I think they gave the right amount of screen time to each particular thing, so it didn't feel overcrowded. It didn't feel like they were trying to do too much. It was very cohesive and very well written, I think, in that sense. The balance of things, I thought, was done very, very well. And man, am I invested in Hook and Emma. Man, that's a mess. That's all going to come out at some point, and it's all going to be a disaster, and Emma's going to hate him or something and not forgive him, and Belle's going to find out what Gold's been up to as well, and that he hasn't truly changed that much, and she's going to be like, no, divorce, or something, I don't know. Divorce! We're getting divorced! So yeah, there's a lot of ticking time bombs, but you know, that's kind of a given with most TV shows, and that's going to be quite painful to see those secrets kind of get exposed, and Hook just wanted to hold Emma with both his hands, and now this is a mess. It does make for a fascinating story, though, I think, and a fascinating character with Gold. You know, if Neil was still alive, I think he wouldn't be doing any of this kind of stuff, but he's kind of losing his way again, which is kind of sad. It does kind of feel like backtracking on the development he'd gotten. But still, it is what it is. We'll see what happens. You know, this could be really, really good for his character and his development in the long run, you know, and it's just, I guess it's kind of like falling back on the, you know, back in the habit of it and relapsing almost, I guess. An evil relapse is kind of what it is for him in his recovery from this addiction to dark magic and everything that he had. So I can kind of understand it, looking at it from that point of view, and I'm looking forward to seeing where they go with it. I'm not kind of against it by any means. So I'm very, very intrigued by that whole story. And it was kind of cool to see Hook and Gold get a lot of scenes together again, kind of get a revamp to their kind of relationship and have it be quite antagonistic again. That was all very, very interesting. So I really, really enjoyed that kind of side of things. And we'll see where it all goes with those stories. But seeing Hook on the date with Emma was very wholesome, and then the whole thing with his hand was just a nightmare. But I think it was very interesting that this episode kind of spoke about, like, your inner darkness and who you really are. They did that with Gold, they did it with Hook, they did it with Anna, and I thought that was very, very interesting as a theme running through the episode. And the idea of how far have these men kind of really changed. Because Gold seemingly hasn't too much, I guess. And the idea that Gold was like lying to Hook about, you know, what his hand was really doing, and it was kind of just giving him permission to be who he used to be, I thought was a very interesting idea. I really liked that. Because I don't think Hook's completely changed his ways. I do think he's definitely trying, and I think that's the important thing. But obviously, again, it's kind of a relapse, I guess. That was kind of initiated by Gold. So in that sense, I think Hook probably would have been fine if Gold hadn't kind of messed about with him like that. But that's kind of the nature of his character, and Gold is very good at preying on someone's weakness, and Hook's is very much Emma right now. And Hook, to be fair, you know, it's not completely excuse Hook, because he was trying to like blackmail Gold about his marriage, basically, to get what he wanted. But at the same time, Gold is lying to Belle constantly with the whole dagger thing, and that's not ideal. So it's a very messy, complicated situation with those two and their whole story in this episode. But I did really, really like the idea of, you know, how much of these men changed and battling the inner darkness and stuff like that. And the idea of, oh, maybe you should have listened to Mr. Gold, that they had with, obviously, Hook thinking that his hand was causing all that trouble like Gold said it would. And also Anna potentially should have listened to Rumpel, and put the antidote in the guy's tea and everything like that. So that was a kind of an interesting idea they threw in there as well, like parallels between the two stories. They often do that in a lot of episodes, have like the flashbacks parallel what's going on in the present day, and I think they do it very, very effectively, and this was just another example of that, and I thought that was done very, very well. So yeah, that whole kind of messy situation with Hook and Gold, I really, really loved that. And just seeing a bit more of Emma and Hook's growing relationship, I thought was very, very wholesome. To an extent, it's all going to get very messy, but I think that shows how invested I am in all these characters, and the fact that I don't want Gold to, you know, get exposed to Belle at the same time, but he should, and I don't want, you know, Hook was kind of tricked, and I don't want Emma to find out that he's done all this stuff. Yeah. Why can't I have things the way I want them? So that's all very, very interesting, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where that's all going to play out. It's going to be quite painful, I think. I imagine Emma's not going to be pleased, and Belle's not going to be pleased when all that gets out, but I think it needs to, in order for these characters to grow. So we'll see what happens. I think they'll get through it either way. Gold and Belle, I think it'd be probably a bit tougher for, especially because they're married and everything. I feel like Emma and Hook can definitely like go the distance and get through that, because Hook, I feel a lot more that Hook has changed a lot. I haven't quite gotten that with Gold at times, so we'll see. So I enjoyed that. I enjoyed everything with Anna and Rumpel in the flashbacks we were getting, and getting some answers about exactly what that box thing he found in the house was, and this wizard sorcerer's hat or something, and the idea of like the Apprentice was kind of running through the episode as well, with Henry and Gold at the end, and then the actual Apprentice who was guarding this hat. And I like how Anna kind of tied into that whole story. They kind of set up Anna and Gold Rumpel interacting a couple of episodes ago, so it's kind of nice to see that play out. And the idea of a character as like good and wholesome and sweet as Anna being tested with that inner darkness, I thought was very interesting how they did that. And yeah, him therefore giving Anna those answers. She went back to Kristoff. That was a very wholesome reunion as well. And I kind of thought Anna like never returned from that trip, and that's why she was still missing in like the present day stuff. But apparently something else is going to cause Anna to get missing, which is very interesting, because she got home to Kristoff, and what she's going to do about telling Elsa the truth about their parents, I think, could be interesting to see. Elsa definitely took more of a back seat in this episode, but we have had a lot of her in the first few of this season, so it kind of makes sense that not every storyline is going to dominate. So I did enjoy more focus on Anna and everything, and her story in this one, because she wasn't in the last episode. So that was great. I very much did enjoy Elsa kind of working with Mary Margaret and David and getting answers, and they found out that the Snow Queen lady did come to Storybrooke not by a curse, which I think is interesting. She has ties to Emma. I like that they're kind of continuing that plot thread, and I'm excited to see where that goes. And Mary Margaret and David just being like protective parents over Emma and Hook, I thought that was very, very cool, very funny. It's just nice to see them get a chance to be parents after they kind of missed out with Emma before. So now they have a newborn to look after, but they can also see Emma go on like a first date and stuff. I think that's quite wholesome. I like seeing those family kind of scenes like that. I thought the chemistry between them, it really does feel like they're a family unit, and I love that a lot. So they were both really good in this episode. Just like watching their daughter go on a first date, David being like the concerned, overprotective dad. That was all really good stuff. I liked that a lot. It was cool seeing another dark one as well with Zoso. I can't remember exactly how to pronounce the name at the start. It's just nice to kind of get more history on like a dark one. I like to see like more dark ones of like days gone by. I think that could be quite interesting. But that was a nice little detail to tie into Rumpel therefore being the one who does get his hands on that box. And still don't know who owned the house that the box was found in, but I'm looking forward to getting more answers about that. I feel like we're definitely getting there for this episode as well. And when there's 18 episodes still left of this season, I think, maybe more. I feel like one season has 23 episodes. I can't remember if it's 4 or 5. Who knows? But we still have a good chunk of the season left. Of course, we're not going to get all the answers to everything straight away. So I really, really am enjoying that side of things. What else? Oh, Will Scarlet showing up again. I like them hinting at the ties to Alice in Wonderland stuff with his book in the library. And how he has kind of been brought back into things. It seems we're definitely going to be seeing more of him, which is cool because I really like that character a lot. And yeah, my video on the spin-off is coming up soon. I haven't finished it yet. I'm tempted to do a reaction to the finale, and as part of that video give my thoughts on the overall series. So let me know if you want that, or you just want me to just talk about the series as a whole and not just do the one-off reaction. But yeah, I like seeing him pop up again, tying into this whole storyline with him getting attacked by Hook, and that's opening up the inner darkness kind of story that is running through this episode, and now he has something on Hook, and he chose not to tell Emma, which is interesting, so I'm sure that's going to be something else for Hook to worry about. He's going to have some serious anxiety problems this season. Like he's got a lot to stress about. So that should be very interesting. And I liked the kind of little subplot with Regina and Henry. We've got a few scenes with those two. It's nice seeing those two interact and continuing this quest to find whoever wrote the storybook, which was the big thing I was really intrigued by at the start of this season, the big plot that I'm very interested in. But this episode also presented loads of other things that I'm really interested in. So I'm very, very hyped for so many different stories, and we're only 4 episodes in, so that's really, really good. And yeah, Henry kind of going undercover in Mr. Gold's shop hopefully provides lots more scenes with those two, which I think would be really interesting to see. Because we have had a few scenes in the past, with Henry and David, and that kind of grandfather-grandson relationship, particularly in season 2, the first half of it. So it'd be kind of cool to see like the other side of that, with how Gold treats Henry and stuff like that, when he's not trying to kill him, of course. So that wasn't quite as wholesome. And I'm looking forward to seeing how Henry gets on in that undercover mission to try and get answers from Gold there. So Gold has lots of ties to loads of different storylines at the minute, which is very interesting. And yeah, I'm just very excited to see where all that's going to go. Loads of really, really interesting stories and character arcs kind of kicked off in this episode in a big way. I can't wait to see where it's going to go. Bring on the pain, I say. So yeah, really, really fantastic episode. I love this one a lot. Probably my favourite of the season so far. Loved all the flashbacks we got with Anna. Loved all the kind of are they changed men with Hook and Gold and the interaction with those two. The Emma and Hook stuff on their date was great. I liked seeing Will show up and the Snow Queen very briefly. Mary Margaret and David were a lot of fun. And the Regina and Henry stuff was nice. There's a lot of cool hints for the future. I've got a few answers and more questions, and I'm very, very excited for that. So yeah, really, really great episode. And until my next reaction, thanks for watching.